Hey guys, hope everybody's having a fantastic day. I'm going to apologize in advance for the storm. If you hear the storm, I'm sorry. If the power goes out, I'm sorry. But we got a bunch of Kizers I wanted to unbox that have just gone live, I guess, for their October releases. I've got several of them here. There'll be many more new Kizers out there. I'm sure you'll see other videos, but let's just jump into them and see what we've got. So, the first, this is in addition to the Bladesmith series that I showed earlier. This is the Vanguard series releases. So these are going to be more in that budget realm. You know, still some of the same nice designs. The first one we're going to look at is the original 2. This one's in 14C. It is satin, aluminum handle, and a clutch lock. So not S45, but still sounds like a really nice package with aluminum handle. Satin blade. So you know how we do this. This is just an unboxing. I will do reviews of these knives, give you my thoughts on them. Definitely will on the original and the other original I unboxed, or will unbox if you haven't seen that video yet. But the original is a knife that came out, let's get these out of the way, came out a few years ago and was just a great little EDC knife. Kind of do anything knife with their clutch lock. They've got the clutch lock dialed in like nobody's business. The detent that they're able to get from their adjustable Omega or S-shaped spring. There are 5 little holes in the liner, and it ships, I think, with it compressed almost at its tightest point, so you get snap from a bar lock, which to me is exceptional. The handle feels great. It's aluminum. It feels like it's got not really texture, but a little bit of softness where it doesn't feel like it gets slick, kind of a powdery is the wrong word. I'm terrible when it comes to descriptive words, but it feels stickery, so it'll stay in your hand. Like the one that you hopefully will see, or the blade series that we did, you've got the same jimping, making this forward finger choil exceptionally accessible and making this knife exceptionally comfortable. You've got a wicked hollow grind. Guys, I can tell you right now, because I've been hanging out with the other knife, the one that I unboxed and showed you guys, and these were unboxed at different times, long before the day they could be released. So if that doesn't make sense, time is kind of floaty in the world of YouTube, depending on when something's recorded and when it's uploaded. But the original 2 here is, or the original 2 here is awesome, the Vanguard series. So we've got 14C 28N hollow ground blade, aluminum handles that are very, very nice. You've got a deep carry clip that seems to work well. When we do the review, I'll show you how well it works. But just on first impressions, the action is banging. The lockup is solid. I love the satin blade. Not much that I could say at all negative about the original 2. Again, I've been hanging out. I guess I can. What I've been carrying is the Bladesmith series of the Tonto. So this is a knife that I didn't get much experience with when it first came out, and this is the more budget-friendly version. But since I've rediscovered it, or actually held one, handled one, and used one, it's a great, great EDC knife. It's going to come in there. To me, it's an urban EDC, you know, as good as it gets. Kizer does a great job, and this is a great little knife. So we're going to move on. Original 2. This one's in a D2 blade with G10 handle and the same clutch lock. So we're already getting at, I can tell, price points within the Vanguard series that are going to give really anybody who wants to experience this knife in terms of budget range an opportunity. So this is, and I have a feel, let me get the box out of the way. It's going to feel every bit as snappy. It does. Has the same killer 5-position clutch lock, which again takes that S spring and allows you to put it in 5 different holes if you want to loosen it up, if you want to make it harder. Thumb studs, D2 blade steel, drop point. deep carry clip. Again, you're looking at a shift from aluminum to G10 and from 14C 28N to D2. So gives you, I'm looking at, don't know what the prices are on these yet because they just released today, but go check them out because they're available in many different levels, so to speak. So another original 2, great knife. This one's got the blackened blade, no blade play, solid clutch lock. I don't even get nervous with those. And the only thing I noticed difference is the handle material and the upgrade in blade steel. So let's go on and get to the next one, which is a Dodo. The designer on the Dodo is Gettyman. I think it's Gettyman. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. The original, just so you guys know, is a Kizer design project. This is an internal project. This is a collaboration. Nitro V blade, satin and brushed, rich light handle, and liner lock. Now this is interesting. Guys, we've got a new knife alert. Something I'm not experienced before or even know what I'm getting ready to see. This is a the Dodo. Rich light handles, which with my color blindness, I think those are olive, kind of copper colored, and you've got some nice milling on there. They feel good. You've got this jimping on the back. You've got this ring. So let's see what we got here. Whoa. Guys, I'm assuming this is a package opener type of box or a cantaloupe slicer. It'd probably be good at slicing fruit. It does have a ring, but the ring is very wide, like T-Kills, who I love because you don't even feel the ring when you go to grab the knife. You just grab the knife naturally. It doesn't put any really space between your fingers. You can see how thin that is. It doesn't affect my grip. You've got this short little neat Nitro V blade with a gentle kind of hawkbill or hawkbill type of blade. Really stabby point. It's also got a flipper tab, so you do not have to reverse finger flick it at all, and it works very, very well. The flipper tab, that is. It's got a little hole in the flipper tab. I don't know why that's there. Probably design wise, there might be a reason, because you've got a little hole here I noticed too, that I don't know what that would be for, but it's there and it's consistent in both places. I guess if you wanted a lanyard, you could do that. But guys, the jimping on this knife is outstanding. You've got the full spine jimped, and then you've got this really heavily jimped backspacer. When I say heavy, not heavy in an uncomfortable way, but heavy in a way that it provides extra traction. So I'm assuming this is kind of a self-defense, close quarters cantaloupe opening knife with great action. Really cool blade. All of these, I am betting, for the things that I do, like opening cat food or cutting paper or opening packages, they work just fine for that too. This is very, very slicey. It's got a very talon-like tip. The originals, I didn't cut with those yet, but they're hollow ground. And we did not... The D2's flat, guys. So that's no negative whatsoever. Flat grounds can be, and a lot of times are, every bit as sharp as a hollow ground. But if I'm not mistaken, that's another difference, which means that's a hollow ground too. What I'm doing is I'm laying this flat line. Yeah. Deep hollow, I believe this is flat on the D2 version with G10. Again, did I notice any difference between the slicing of the hollow grind and the flat grind? No, they both cut exceptionally well. And these are factory edges on both. So we've got the original 2s and a couple of different trim levels or price points, so to speak. And we've got, and I think I was saying, and the little Dodo before the power flickered. So that's why you get this weird little edit in there. The power went out, flickered, just threw everything off and made it sound crappy. So I had to stop and start going into our 3 boxes that are fixed blades. So picking up where we left off, I think we're going to have a couple of Beaver 2s, one in D2, and one in AEBL. The B2 is a little bit different blade shape. We'll look at that in a second. And we got this big guy. Look at that. It's not as big of a box as the Kizer Fix 7, but this is a monster box, guys, and it is called the Camp 180. We'll save it for last. Let's look at the Beavers real quick. The Beaver was a knife I had and I reviewed earlier this year. A really nice, small EDC fixed blade. It was a drop point. This looks very familiar, except this is a very distinctive clip point. Hold on, guys. Get the sheath out here in just a second. Black coated D2 blade. This is the first one I opened, was the D2 version. So this will probably, we can assume, be our most budget friendly of the bunch. A D2 blade steel, micarta handle. What's wonderful about this knife, what I always loved about this knife, is the handle is not too thick for the way I carry these knives, which is in my back pocket. Most people won't carry them like that, but I carry them with an ulti clip in my back pocket, and it does not feel too thick. But it's round enough and full enough of the handle to be very, very comfortable in the hand. Got this nice clip point blade, kind of a harpoon or a little depressed jimping area. You know, really nice clip point blade, but you also got this, I'm going to call it kind of a harpoon cavy feel. You got jimping here on the back of the heel of the handle, and it's both through the micarta and the tang. This is a full tang knife, so the D2 is a full piece of D2 with the handles applied to it. You got this nice hole here, which is not a finger hole, it's a lanyard hole. But it is, you know, a good sized hole because this is a shorter knife. And we'll do a review on these knives, guys, because I'm a huge fan of the Kizer Beaver. If you want a little bit larger knife, I don't think there's one in my package, but the Hare, H-A-R-E, is a very similar knife with a little bit larger. But as you guys know me, if you've watched the channel, I'm kind of the small knife guy. Kydex sheath, pocket, guess you'd call this a half tech lock that I'll immediately take off. It works great as a belt containment device. So if you put that on your belt and close it down, you kind of got a thinner area there to work with for me. Plus, this is kind of a bulky clip in my personal opinion. So what I like to do is put an ulti clip or some leather straps and carry it scout. But that is a nice sheath. No rattle in the sheath. Don't care much for that, but that is, you know, it's a great retention system, and some people that carry their knives on a belt, it's a great way to do it. I will be replacing it, however. Moving on, I've got to get this box back up because this big Camp 180, guys, this box right here is kind of honking. It's kind of a big box. All right. So this is our AEBL Beaver 2. We won't spend a ton of time on this, and they'll get their own reviews. Again, this is just an unboxing and an announcement. If you like this stuff, you can click on one of my affiliate links or go to one of the sites and find it. I'd like for you to use the affiliate link. You don't have to. It does help the channel. So this one is AEBL. Kind of a, I don't know if I'd call that satin. Let's see what they called that on the box, because that's a beautiful blade. Satin, yeah. Satin with nice micarta. Looks like it's got a G10 liner. The same clip point blade with that nice, we'll call cave poon, or it's kind of just a great place to rest your thumb. Gives you a lot of tension between this finger guard, and I'll talk about it more in the review and after I've used it some, but with the purchase you get from that GIMP thumb cave harpoon, I mean, it's a very handy feeling knife, and I'm sure it would be great for hunting, for skinning, for EDC use, which is what I use these little knives for. Has in the box, you've got some troll candy, little warranty information. You do have a cleaning cloth in there. I'm just getting cramped, so I can't get the box back under the camera, but you've got wonderful Kydex sheath, same tech lock. Again, I'm not bashing on these locks. They can be vertical, they can be horizontal. They're just not my jam. Very nice retention system. I've got a bunch of them here if anybody's looking for one, because I usually always replace them with an ulti-clip or the horizontal straps, because that's just how I prefer to carry. Great thing about EDC fixed blades is there are, besides the fact I'm an EDC fixed blade guy, I love my folders, but one of the other great things, besides the fact that you don't have to unfold it or worry about it folding shut on you, you can hard use them. But the things that I like about them is the flexibility of the different ways that you're able to carry them. For example, you can carry them on your belt like they're set up right here. You can carry them in your pocket with an ulti clip, kind of as your primary carrier as a backup, or you can carry it with horizontal straps along your belt or along your waistline and carry it horizontally. So there are more ways to carry it than just that, but those are just my primary. I mean, they're videos on just the flexibility on ways to carry these little knives. This is not a little knife. This is a knife I can tell from the size of the box, like the Drop Fix 7, I would carry vertically. I would carry it on my belt. It's a purpose-built knife. It's they call it the Camp 180, so I can only assume it is a camping knife. This one, I can't get it under the screen, guys, but you'll have to trust me. It is the model 1096A2. It is a design from Jonathan Stiles. He, you guys might remember him. He's designed a lot of fixed blades that I've shown before from various companies. It says it's got a 5.55-inch blade, which means it's going to be a bigger knife, as you can tell from the box. It is AEBL. It's gray stonewashed. Gray stonewashed. That sounds interesting. And it's a G10 handle. So let's get into it. Little sticker. Guys. Now I'm instantly not thinking camping, but again, this is just an unboxing first impression, so I'm going to give you my first impression. To me, this reminds me of a combat knife that you would see in a military setting, but let's be a great camp knife too. I'm a little bit wooed by it because I think it's kind of awesome. I love the gray stonewash. It's got a sheath. It's got a lot of paracord and troll candy, wiping cloth, your regular. I'm getting all this out of the way just so we can talk about the cool knife. Because I think the Camp 180 is going to be one of those knives like the Drop 7. It's a big surprise to me. I.e., I did not, have this on my bingo card for knives that Kizer was going to be dropping, but it's freaking awesome. I mean, it reminds me of a bayonet that my dad had, or still has, that he'd picked up somewhere. It doesn't have a place to mount it, but you got this really intense blade guard, a very neutral handle, this thick, heavy 5.5-inch AEBL steel, beefy G10 handle that I'm going to have to take this apart on the review because I'm assuming it's full tang, but I do not know how big this tang is because it's encompassed by this G10. So in the review, I will take this Camp 180 apart and we'll see how far that tang goes down. It's a great feeling knife. The balance on the knife is very good. I can only assume that it's full tang, because if it was a plastic handle, it wouldn't balance on my finger with a 5.5-inch blade. So the weight distribution in this knife is exceptional. I mean, guys, it's balancing on my finger right where it should. I mean, it just feels like an amazing knife. It's bigger and beefy. We'll cut a little paper with these fixed blades real quick, and then we'll wrap it up. And I appreciate y'all's patience if you stuck around this long to watch. This is a thicker grind, thicker blade. I'm not expecting it to cut soft things like paper that well. It would be cutting wood, but however, as you can see, that blade, AEBL blade, all the way down is perfectly apexed and cuts very well. So the Camp 180 is awesome. It's got the same tech lock, except it is the full size tech lock, where this is a half size on the smaller. And looks like these are spread out. I guess this can be taken out, these ribs, which I think would probably be good for some of the larger belts that I have. These ribs here that correspond with these holes here, so if you wanted to bring them in or out. I think for me, I would probably take that one out so it would fit my belt. I mean, it would fit my belt now, but I also have a PP belt that I wear out in the woods when I go camping. It's a little bit wider because I'm carrying more gear. So you could eliminate these two. Let me just go ahead and do that. I don't have a metal pry bar here, and I'm sure there's an easier way to do it. Probably just push through there. This is a terrible, there you go. Yeah, these little guys come right out. So for me, on the Camp 180, the way I'm going to carry it is on my belt, like it's set up right now. I took out these two spacers, which again are designed so you won't get rattled in your belt. You can adjust them so that it fits the width of your belt. I'm going to set these in the box. And now I've got a fuller cavity there. But yeah, guys, the Camp 180, very cool. Let's cut real quickly with the Beaver 2 clip point AEBL. Very slicey. Beaver 2 D2 clip point coated blade. Expect it to be a little louder. It's not. They're all very, very factory sharp. But yes, guys, these are the October releases. I'm sure there are few other knives that are out there, but Kizer's always bringing out great knives, whether they're, you know, upgrading older designs that are popular, coming out with things that might have been out but I'm not aware of, and then I think doing some revolutionary stuff with fixed blades just to see them out in the market. It's refreshing to me to sit there that Kizer's kind of expanding what they offer, because this is a camp style / military / tactical type of knife. Reminds me of a bayonet called the Camp 180. Guys, thanks for watching. Camp 180, Beaver 2, Original 2, and the Dodo. All dropping today out of the Vanguard series. There are also other knives out there from the Blade series. Cool Kizer knives. Check them out. Links in the description. I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you always to the channel members. Thank you always for anyone who comes in and watches my knife and EDC content. I appreciate you very much. Do me a favor. Look out for the guy or gal to your left. Please look out for the guy or gal to your right. Look out for each other. Go forward with love in your heart and choose debate, not hate. I love you all. Peace.